Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 2 of my visit to Time After Time in Willington, near Bedford. And yeah, first, before we get going with the video, I'd like to apologise. There's a editing error in the first one, and somehow a piece of film from a video 2 weeks earlier got stuffed in there. I've tried to figure out how that happened. I don't know. I tried. I'll do my best. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to check more after because you kind of like edit it all together and then you generate it. And normally I check it in the editor and then generate it. And I think something must have gone wrong. So anyway, yeah, so ignore that bit. After the first red bowl, if you see there's something about Arca Rock bowls as well afterwards, that shouldn't have been there. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, with that said, let's get on with the video, and I hope you enjoy it. It says there's a couple of Murano figurines here. I've not really seen these women, but they're not the usual clowns that you get. They look better quality. It says AF. Yeah, there's some issues with the bottom, but they are better quality. I can tell that with the gold leaf blown into them as well. The vase at the back there, it says Continental. You might be right, because I don't think it's Chinese. It doesn't look like there's enough glass in it, to tell the truth. Usually the Chinese stuff is bulkier, heavier looking, and this looks a bit lighter. But I don't recognise it at all. And then you've got these four of these little vases here. It says Murano, they're bud vases, but I don't recognise those either. I've been searching around for the Murano figurines. They seem to have slightly different qualities. It's difficult to tell from this picture. If the bases seem to be made to different qualities, I would say, and there's slight differences in how they look. That makes me think, yes, the ones with the fancier bases are better. So what I found out from one of them is that they're actually still made today. Yeah, £612.60 if you want to buy a pair. Yeah, they're 13 inches high, so they're about the size of the ones that we were looking at. Yeah, they've got a few different ones. This one's on sale for 520. Yeah, these ones have this simpler base. Also, I've noticed that some of them are signed. Let me just. So this one here. Side has got the simpler base. How much is this one? 525. G Toffolo. And I don't know if those are the same. I did find this one, which is a second-hand one on its own. This seems to be the same quality as the one we're looking at, or we were looking at there. It's £135 for a single one. So yeah, I don't know if those prices are right or not. I don't know enough. I get the impression that there's different levels with them. The damage should really affect the price quite a lot though. But yeah, I don't know how early they are. I'm seeing different dates for them as well. Some of them obviously being made now. Some of them are saying 1940s. I don't know when exactly, how far back they go. So yeah, it's difficult to tell. I don't think they're worth more than they're on for. They might be worth less. I'm not certain. I've seen this around, so I think quite a lot of these are made. This is late Victorian, little flask, claret jug. But yeah, I don't know who made it, but I have seen this pattern here cut on them before. I might go back through my books and try and find it. The book I'm looking at here is The Decanter, Ancient to Modern by Andy McConnell. Yeah, there isn't one exactly like it. This is the closest we have. See, with the handle on the same way. Faceted stopper. The date he's given for that is 1870, and he's saying, what is he saying? Probably Stourbridge, so he doesn't know. What's funny about that decanter is that I've been away. I did visit quite a few antique centres, just going looking, not filming. And I did actually see another one with that exact same pattern in the middle. So they're not, how can I say? I wouldn't say they're common, but they can be found. So I think 1870, 1880 is probably a good date. Yeah, it must be one of the big makers making them, but I don't know which one it would be. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Got some Wedgwood paperweights. I've seen these before. Don't know. I'm going to look in my pressed glass stuff, see if I can find them. So this book is 20th Century British Glass by Charles Hajdamach. And yeah, I think this is the little bowl that we were looking at there. It's modelled after glass from about 1810, really. It's from 1925, this catalogue, this advert. It's by Molyneux Webb. I don't have any catalogues for Molyneux Webb, so I can't really trace it other than on this page, but I knew I'd seen it. And it's got these kind of flat cut diamonds that you get on glass that period before they introduced steam powered cutting. So yeah, the design is reminiscent of a very much earlier style of cutting, and although this advert's from 1925, I suspect this design has been around longer than that. So this book is 20th Century Glass by Charles Hajdamach, and yeah, so these goblets are exactly the same as the one we're looking at, and they're by Stevens and Williams, as said, and the guy's name is William Singwood Senior, and it says he was doing it in the 1960s, I think. Here, maybe as early as 1950s. Anyway, so yeah, definitely Stevens and Williams. William Singwood Senior is the name of the guy who is making those little lampwork things that would go inside a ball like that. This is interesting too. See if that's in the books. The book I'm looking at is The Identification of English Pressed Glass by Jenny Thompson. And yeah, I can't find that little horse and cart. I knew I'd seen things like it. These are what I was thinking of. Once they started making pressed glass, they realised they could make anything, and they did, whether they needed to or not. So you got things like that little horse and cart, wheelbarrow, colliery cart, lines on plinths, loads of stuff. Swans, boats, yeah, hands, all sorts of pressed glass things were made. But I can't find that one. So these are the kinds of thing it is. And these are dated, the wheelbarrow is 1880 and the cart is 1885, which kind of gives you a period for, I'm going to be nice, that kind of tut was made, because it's not a quality thing, it is literally pressed glass, not fantastically modelled or anything, but yeah, it's of its time. People were making those and putting them as ornaments on their mantelpieces, etc. So anyway, that's the kind of thing it is and the period it's from, but I can't actually pin it down. Here with the label, Lord Dalton, Reno. I think this is a Romanian one. See, they've got the blibby on the top. Yeah, I think that. I'm pretty certain that's Romanian one from the 70s, 60s, 70s. I'm returning to the All Origin website with this article, a glass fish on top of my TV set. Great article. If you're interested in it, this vintage fish, recommend you read it. And anyway, it's got lots of information about the factory. It's called Padua Negra. Where is it? Somewhere here, I think. No, not there. There it is. Padua Negra, Black Forest. Yeah, that's the name of the factory. And then if you scroll down a bit more, there you go. You've got some of the glass baskets. You can see the way the foot is constructed with these pulls. It's added clear glass. It's not always clear, but it's usually not patterned. And then the handle with the blippy on the top of the middle. So that's what it is. It's probably from the 70s or 60s. So anyway, that pins down what that basket is. So I found a little bit of better carnival glass in the back here. So you've got Duggan Windflower Blue ruffled. So I've not seen that one before. So, and you can see it's got nice crisp pressing on it. So let's see if we can find that one. So I'm on the carnivalglass.com website, and here is the plate that we're looking at. They're saying circa 1915, so it's a proper antique. Yeah, I think this is American. I think some of the American carnival glass is better than the UK ones. Yeah, so they've got $45 on it. I thought I'd just have a quick look and see how much it sells for in the UK. So I went here, $44.99, but it's then got £4.35 postage, so it's still more expensive than the one we saw, and you can't just buy it immediately. But what was nice about this is they've given you a reference. Standard Encyclopedia of Carnival Glass, page 285. So 13th edition. I'm going to try it. I found a 3rd edition. I'm not too fussy. I'm going to see if there's a later one, but I think I'm going to buy one of these. Yeah, let's see how cheap I can get it for how newer edition. Yeah, I'm going to have one of these and use it. Got a few pieces of amber press glass here. I'll be able to, now that I have a reference, I'll be able to look this one up. It's very interesting looking. The website we're looking at here is glasstrinketsets.com, and I managed to find the trinket set we were looking at there. I think there's a few pieces missing. So it comes with tray, pin tray, which is this little one here. Pop, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we've got the candlesticks, and I think we've got one of these pots. I don't think the rest of it was there. Anyway, it's made by Bagley. It's called David 2231-1. There is a -2, but it looks very different. There's some pictures of it, and we've got dates here: 1927 to 75. So almost 50 years it was made for. I didn't think people were still using trinket sets in 1975, but clearly it's here. Anyway, so there you go. The fact that it's amber probably means it's much earlier, though. I would have said it's more likely to be pre-war, or at least 1950s at the latest. If they've got, especially if they've got these other colours, you know, with green and clear, much more likely than amber after the war. These in the back, I've seen these somewhere. I'll be able to find those as well, I think. So I'm looking at a copy of Sowerby's 1954 catalogue that I've downloaded from the 20thcenturyglass.com website. And yeah, this is page 17 or 14. And yeah, this is the fruit set we were looking at. It doesn't appear in, so I've got a 1933 one, and it doesn't appear in that. And it doesn't appear in the later one that I've got, so I don't know how long it was made. I mean, there's such a big window there anyway, because that's almost 20 years later, so it might have been made for quite a while. I do see these with these odd little blibbies from time to time. So it's a 2644. It's probably from the 50s. Comes in flint, amber, blue and green. But I don't know the rest of this. And yeah, he's got this Rosis Glow Union check. Used to see loads of these and don't see them around so much anymore. But I'm pretty certain that's right. And what else? Krosno. What's he got written on? Oh yeah, he's got Krosno written on it. Yeah. Krosno bars there. Probably relatively modern. Look at this. We've got some Dartington palm leaf dishes designed by Anita Harrison, I think in 1983. This one's still got the label on it. This is the smallest size. This is the size I want. Yeah, but you'd have to buy all three. Yeah, £20 is a good price though. I've seen them more than that. Yeah, that's difficult. Might have to show my wife. Don't know if it'll come home or not. Let's wait and see. The book I'm looking at here is Dartington Glass, The First 20 Years by Linda and Stuart Smithson. And yeah, so these are the dishes that we were looking at. 1983, I was right. They have a number, AH, and they've got a different number for each size they've got. It's AH 362 to 365, being 365 being the smallest. Yeah, so I was right for a change. Yeah, and you can stack them in on each other. They've only got 3 here, but you can get all 4 of them to stack in. But yeah, I need a smallest one. I've made the mistake of buying one that's not quite the smallest one before. So I've got 2 smaller ones, but not the smallest one. Yeah, that's a real pain. But anyway, it is what it is. They are quite nice things. They make a really nice ringing noise because they are lead crystal centrifuge casts. So yeah, they make a really nice pingy, glassy noise. So yeah, outside they've got a bit more out the back, which is under this tent thing. There's the rest of the garden centre over there. Yeah, I've been through here. I didn't find anything. Yeah, you know, the times when you find things for £1 that are really good are not every time. I've got this, if you're looking for one of these. Yeah, it's a Pall Mall. It does have a few chips though. So that's pre-war. Yeah, it's got this little cut glass cruet. Oh, hang on, I didn't spot this. What's this? Oh, yeah, it's damaged there, look. It's a ring stand. You put your rings on here on your dressing table. There's no number on it either. Yeah, nope, that's a no then as well. Yeah, there were more boxes here last time as well, but yeah, you just have to come and look anyway. Yeah, some of this was here last time, and I'm going to do badly as last time. Your cranberry little bowl here with a lid. I think that might be Webb because they had the patent on that foot. So you can get my finger at that foot there. See the pointed edges, yeah, little zigzaggy edges. They had a patent on that, so that's them. The book I'm looking at is the supplement to the identification of English pressed glass by Jenny Thompson. And look at this little foot here that we're seeing, little serrated edge here from 1867, I should say, registered by Thomas Webb. So this is what they registered. And you've got this slightly different one, if I can get it into picture. There we go. You can see that's different. That one's the Hoggarts, Richardson and Pargeter one from 1870. And then, if I can not drop this and go over the page, here we go. There's a slightly different one again by Bolton Mills in 1870. So you can see there's three different kinds of foot that are very similar, but the ones we were looking at are like the Webb ones. And as they're registered patterns, I don't know if anybody else would be allowed to reproduce that look. So I think it's Webb. This might be Webb as well, because that looks very like their P-mould pattern, but it might not be. But I think that's more likely. The book I'm looking at here is British Glass, 1800 to 1914 by Charles Hajdamach. And yeah, I said P, which is this pattern here. No, I don't think it was P. I think it's mirror. P is like little tiny blibbies. Mirror is a moulded pattern with circles. Now, I know that I think Whitefriars did one like this called P as well. And I think someone else did. But this is from 1905, which is probably more in keeping with that little bottle. I think the Whitefriars one is post World War One. So, yeah, I think it's this. But again, this is Thomas Webb, by the way. These are Thomas Webb patterns you can see in this book. Yeah, not 100% still, because I think other people might have been doing it, but I think this is the pattern we were looking at, and there's a decent chance that it's Thomas Webb. Yeah, I don't recognise these or any of the other things. Let's see. Yeah, nice. The jug there looks Victorian. I don't recognise this. This is probably continental. That looks Victorian. Yeah, I don't know. Victorian. Got some epinay, I think. The eperns, I should say. Be proper. I think that one's a uranium glass one. I can't see the price on it. No, I can't see it. And then, yeah, I think these might be a cedar. I will try and find those. I think they might be. They might not be, but I think they might be. I'm looking at the Acida catalogue from 1975 that I've downloaded from the Bergala Glass Technique Museum website. And yeah, so this is the kind of glass I was thinking of. I was a little bit concerned because I knew if I scroll down, can I find them in a hurry? I don't think I can. I think they're quite away. Quite away. There we go. So I was thinking if it was like this with little bubbles, but it's not. Let's scroll quickly back. There we go. So yeah, I think those glasses are these ones with this low bases. The colour is not colour range here, so it probably isn't 1975, but I think that's what those are. A cedar, they probably are still from the 1970s. A few bits in here. You've got large Bohemian decanter. That's huge, actually. I think the vase there, I think that might be Romanian from the Padronia Glassworks. Not definite, but I think it is. If you think of the patterns on the fish that they did, it's the same kind of patterns, and they did vases as well. French art glass. I think this was here last time. It's a humongous piece. I don't think I was able to find it though. says this is Murano. It might be Kribska. I will have a look. Just to see. As I don't have the books for it, I googled Flaviopoli Segosa vase, which was what was written on that label, and yeah, none of these vases. Now, some people label things as Murano and get it wrong, so when you see what you're looking for appear, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. But if it doesn't appear at all, that implies that it's not right. This does in my book anyway. No, I can't find any evidence that it's a Flaviopoli vase. So yeah, I went to the Kribska catalogues that I've got. This is a 99 one, downloaded from Czech Glass Guide, and this is the closest I can find. You see where the ends of these pulled pieces are the same as that, but this vase is very different. The colorway is different, the way the colorway is done is different. It's got this bit here that's the same. The overall rough shape of it is the same. However, this one is straight up and down and not twisted like the one we're looking at, and also the one we're looking at has 6 of these leaves coming out the top. So just because the overall shape is the same and the leaves coming off the top are the same shape doesn't mean it's right. They don't make a lot of this pattern. This is the only one that I've found that's actually this shape, so they don't have it like some of the other ones that don't have it in lots of colorways. So I'm a bit stuck really. It might be Kribska. I thought it might be Japanese. I did try something else. Where here? Yeah, I tried Hineri because they do a similar kind of thing with pulled vases, but no, it's not them either. So yeah, I scroll through loads. In fact, I scroll through all of them. Anyway, I think it might. I don't think it's Murano unless there's something completely I'm missing. I don't think it's Japanese either, and I'm not certain if it's Czech in the form of Kribska. So yeah, that's a really difficult one. It's a real pain, and I'm gonna keep that one in my mind. I'm probably never gonna. It's not gonna do me any good for this video, but keep it in mind so that if I see it what it should be and I then see it again, I can pick it out. Oh, look at this here. Look. You see the little glass with 2 little dogs inside the thing? Stevens and Williams. Now, there was a guy at Stevens and Williams who did lamp work that was super quality, and I think that is right. Those look, they're absolutely tiny, those dogs. I'm going to see if I can figure out the guy's name. I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I will try and find that. So this book is 20th Century Glass by Charles Hajdamach, and yeah, so these goblets are exactly the same as the one we're looking at, and they're by Stevens and Williams, as said, and the guy's name is William Singwood Senior, and it says he was doing it in the 1960s, I think. Here, maybe as early as 1950s. Anyway, so yeah, definitely Stevens and Williams. William Singwood Senior is the name of the guy who is making those little lamp work things that would go inside a ball like that. I came by it on the way in, missed it. There's a Davison Cloud Bowl here. No stand though. But yeah, you can buy the stands. I've seen them on eBay. Yeah, I will pull up a reference for that anyway. We are looking at Davidson's 1931 catalogue that I've downloaded from 20thcenturyglass.com, and yeah, I think the bowl we're looking at is this one here, a 700D, because one, it's only in two pieces, there is no base, so you can see this one here has got a base, so this is a three-piece one, but the one we were looking at has quite a deep lip like this, and this has got quite a shallow one, so I think it's this one. And yeah, so also I did actually go forward a couple of pages. If you go forward a couple of pages in this catalogue, expand that again, there is this one here, that's two pieces, but it's not that, because it's not, this has the shallow lip. You can see there's other ones which have, but the ones with, this one's got a turnover as well, but it's still not as big as the turnover of the one we were looking at. So yeah, it's a 700D. It doesn't have a base, it doesn't come with a base, so that is a complete one. And thinking on it, I don't remember them usually having such a deep lip. Usually it's more like this one here, or the one where we go back a couple of pages, like this one here. So yeah, I think it's a less common piece because it has that big turnover lip. But anyway, there you go, 1931. It's not in the 1928 catalogue, so it's around that time. Yeah, look at this. He's got two sets of picaware here. You can see that the two sugar bowls, slightly different handles. Yeah, I don't know what years are which, because I'm not an expert. I do like it because, yeah, it's from Northampton, where I live. 4-piece. So yeah, this one's a coffee, tea, then the cream jug, sugar bowl. Whereas this is a 3-piece one. We've just got the teapot, cream jug. So yeah, picaware from Northampton. It was to part of the, what can I describe, re-engineering the country after World War II. They were making aluminium things for planes, I think, and they started making coffee and tea sets out of aluminium, stylish coffee and tea sets out of aluminium. So I've just been in and said I'm finishing up, and they said, oh, and I've done out the back as well, and they said, oh, we've just put some stuff out here, and so I thought I'd come and have a look and see what they've put out. And there's this jug. I've seen these about. I might be able to do a reference for that. But then there's this. I'm not going to buy it. It's a giant. Well, not giant. It depends if it is a brandy bowl. It's giant, but it's Dartington. It's not chipped or anything. Yeah, I'm not going to buy it though. If it was something I was looking for particularly, but I will look that up. The book I'm looking at is Dartington Glass, The First 20 Years by Linda and Stuart Smithson. And yeah, it wasn't a giant brandy glass. It's a candle holder. So yeah, and it's an FT311, which is from 1982. So yeah, it looked very new. It kind of is, but it is still 40 years old as a design. So yeah, not new really. Whilst I'm about it, I'd like to point out that I reviewed this book a couple of weeks ago, and I think I said the price was £27, but the authors are actually selling them off cheap on eBay for £10 a go. Now that is a real bargain. If you're collecting glass in the UK, I would get on and buy one before they're all gone. I don't know how many they've got left. I'm not making any money off this, so but I'm just saying that seems a lot of book and for glasses that you're definitely going to find, yeah, it seems like a real bargain. £10, buy it now. When I first did that video, the day after, there was one on there that sold, and they've since put at least another 4 on, and they're back down to 1 again. So I'm presuming that they just put them on, and then when they sold, they put them back on again, and they will carry on doing that until they're all gone. But yeah, I recommend this book at £10. It's a no-brainer. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, before I go on, I know I was just advertising a book just now, but I should point out that nobody pays me any money for doing any of this. YouTube don't pay me because I don't have enough subscribers. None of the antique places I go to pay me anything. None of the book publishers pay me anything for anything I review there either. So yeah, this is my hobby. It's for free. Well, it's not for free for me because I have to pay to travel and whatever. But anyway, and when I buy stuff as well, because it's supposed to be a cheap hobby theoretically, but it's not. It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, I'm advertising that book because it's a good book. Okay. And the other thing I just noticed is that, yeah, I bumped my head yesterday. In case you're wondering, oh, he's got that sort of lump on his head. Yeah, I bumped my head yesterday. And yeah, so with that said, yeah, I recommend going back to Time After Time if you get the chance. If you're going by there, pop in. All of the references I've used will be in the description below. All the addresses and everything for Time After Time will be in the description below as well. And please remember to like and subscribe because it's good for my channel, helps me expand. And yeah, maybe one year I'll get to 1,000 and someone might pay me a £5 a month or something. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good evening. Thank you. Bye.